he's got the three artifacts that reset cooldowns. I was testing it out. It actually worked a couple times, but I got to do 6 hits, Relentless, procced the reset, and then I hit him again 6 times. Just look how much damage he hit. What's up, everybody? Dirtbag Gaming here, the channel for casual raiders. We are going over Faction Wars 21 for the Skinwalkers. We got a recorded video going on behind me. We're going to go over the run, what worked, what didn't work, test out different gear, and then we'll go over all the champions, masteries, skills, artifacts, all the fun stuff. It's going to be a longer video like usual because there's only one stage 21. And if you do it, you're on your way to Lydia. So let's get into it. This was the first run. If you notice the team, we have obviously a couple legendaries in here. Brakkus, I just got him because we needed a DPSer that can get us to the boss and do as much damage as possible within a 12-turn period. So we actually did it pretty easily once I got Brakkus out. I didn't have Brakkus in here. I had a rare dude who we went over. I forget his name. Gnarlhorn. So we had Gnarlhorn. Gnarlhorn did his job, got us to this stage, but he just didn't do enough damage. But then, as you can see, I took him out for Brakkus. So I'm going to fast forward because this run we didn't get to do it. We got all the way to, I think, the second wave. So here's the second wave. We're beating the second wave, we're beating the second wave. And I think something happened. Somebody dies. We don't have a reser. I think we got all the way to... There you go. So right here, within... Crap, and I reset. So we did 5 minutes. And Basher, who is not built tanky at all, I don't think he has, like, any good gear. No masteries. No, he has masteries, but it's not, like, good masteries. Okay, so once Basher died, we had to kind of take him out, and I'm like, all right, I have to put somebody else in who could be more tanky for the boss. Like, he got to the boss, he does a very, very good job. If you have a Basher, use him and gear him more tanky. I didn't want to waste all the silver, transfer the gear, do all that stuff for the Basher when I could just put in my other guy who I already had built. So I'm going to show you this run with Basher. You can use Basher. Got him, use him, just build him tanky. There you go, you got it. So now we're going to go, and I switched out with this new girl. Let me look her up. I leveled her up to 50 instead of Brakkus. See if she can do enough damage. She couldn't. She died, like, instantly. I geared her out. I put her in lifesteal gear. I put her in more of, like, HP and stuff like that. Right now, with what you're looking at, she had 33,000 HP, 2,000 attack, 1,000 defense, 200 speed, and 240 accuracy. I wanted her to be the decreased defense, decreased attack. But if you notice, we'll play this. She got hit really hard. Like she like this is the first wave, and she is almost dying. So there's no way she's gonna last the entire fight. So I just said screw it. We're taking her out. I wasted so much silver on her. And then we're going back in, editing the team, and guess what? We're putting in my man. Gnarlhorn. So we're going back with the level 50 rare, no masteries, skill sets are awesome, and he's going to help us get to the boss. And then I know Brakkus hopefully can just DPS the boss by himself, and then he's just going to survive because he's so tanky. So this is the setup, guys. This is what we're going with. We're going with 3 obviously legendaries. I know, I'm sorry, I'm running legendaries. But if you have healers with Brakkus, you're good. So if you take out my 2 legendaries and you have a Brakkus and he's like your only legendary, you can do this wave. Even if you have 2 Steelskulls, I think that's the name, Skull, whatever, the guy who used to be really good clan boss. He's been sitting in my vault ever since. Actually, I'm going to take them all in my vault so I can show you at the end of the video. But take a look at what Gnarlhorn's doing. He's controlling the waves. He's not dying. All right, cool. If you got 2 Steelskull, you're actually good. Like, they provide plenty of healing. They do some DPS. They provide poisons. Like, they can do the job. So if you actually have 2 Steelskull, you can use them for this instead of these people. Do we have somebody that has a block buffs instead of this guy, HAKKORHN. So HAKKORHN's there because he actually strips all the buffs or debuffs when the boss puts it on you, and he heals everybody by a lot. So he removes all debuffs from all allies and places the block debuffs on everybody. Now you don't really need to do that until they place the block debuffs. So once once the boss puts the debuffs on you, you just need somebody to cleanse the debuffs. So anybody in the faction that can cleanse debuffs and provide healing would be good. I mean, again, if you have two Steelskull and put them in resistance gear, you could just cleanse 2 people at a time and heal them up a lot and put up increased defense on the boss. But if you just look at Brakkus, he's doing pretty good damage. He's not building Savage, he's building Relentless set, which we'll go over. But I put him in Relentless set because I put Faceless in Relentless for the boss, and it actually procced a lot. So I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's try Relentless on Brakkus and see if it actually does the same thing, and it did. It was awesome. So we're kind of slowly going through. We're at 2 minutes now. Brakkus coming in, doing some work. We put him in the clan boss build where he just does a crap ton of damage against high HP guys, which is what these guys are. But right now I'm just taking a look at the index, see if we can find anybody to replace my HAKKORHN. Fleshtearer, always a good champion. Decreases duration of all enemy buffs, increases duration of all your buffs, that's good. Heals all allies by 30% of their max HP, increased duration of all ally buffs, also good. Now we're at the boss. So when you get to the boss, really just kill the ads as fast as possible. Like, there's no timing. Like the only timing is once you get to the boss, there's a 12-turn cooldown that you have to kill him in. If not, then he kind of goes back and the fight starts all over. Okay, I think your best bet is the Steelskull, Fleshtearer, and Steelskulls for the heals if you don't have any legendary. Alright, cool. So back to the boss. We're taking down the right ad. If once he dies, the left ad then goes. So we'll fast forward. We're going. We're killing the left ad. Again, all Gnarlhorn is doing is literally just trying to survive by himself. The other people have to heal him if they need to. Like he gets pretty close in some instances. Like if you see he goes down like maybe 10 HP. Like he gets hit, and actually sometimes I don't remind myself of that he steals buffs. So up at the top, when you see that 3 at the top, once it gets down to 1 or 2, you don't really want to put up any buffs on your guys because then the boss steals it and then uses it for himself. So I actually put up an increased attack from Brakkus by accident. So the boss was hitting me way too hard. Don't do that. Look, I put up the increased attack. I think it's for 3 turns. So then once the boss goes, he actually steals it. There you go. So he steals it. Oh no, he didn't steal it that time. But he stole the increased attack at one point. So he just hit so hard. I think he had like increased defense. There you go. He had unkillable, increased defense, and increased attack. So at this point, I'm like, I might have to reset. But I luckily didn't have to. So once we get him down enough, I didn't care about the unkillable because I knew he was going to exchange health anyway. But once we get down to him low, he actually exchanges the HP with my Gnarlhorn. Cool. So Gnarlhorn is now unkillable because I don't want him to die. Just attacking the boss, attacking the boss, attacking the boss. We heal, but then look, if I heal him, he's going to take the increased defense. But I'm like, I have to because then he's going to die. So I heal, I'm like, all right, I could do the increased defense. That's fine. Just gonna take a little bit longer. But then look, I put up the increased attack again. So let's see. Well, what's he can do? So then I heal. No, I wait because I want to wait, make sure that he puts up the debuffs, and then I clear the debuffs. So there you go. Look how low he got. He literally is probably sitting on 1 HP. I put up the unkillable, do more damage. Brakkus goes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like doing so much damage. And then I heal. All right, so now we're back in the game. Now I have 10 more turns to kill the boss. This is kind of what I'm saying. I got here before, I just didn't have enough DPS to take him down. So that's why Brakkus helped out so much. The Brakkus coming in, doing his deeps, healing up. I really am just putting all the heals on Gnarlhorn. Like he's literally just there to be a tank. Going in, doing more damage. I think he starts proccing towards the end with Relentless set. I don't want to heal. I think I can survive this. Like once he comes back in. Like I don't want to put the unkillable because then the boss steals it. So I'm like hoping, I'm like praying that I'm going to survive this hit. Brakkus didn't get to go. He was feared. Then I say screw it. I need to survive. And I don't know if I would have. I probably would have survived it. I had enough health. Then I take all the buffs away. That's kind of what HAKKORHN does. He gets the debuffs on his guys, and then he takes it all away and heals everybody like full. So there you go. That proc an extra turn. And he's got I'm gonna pause it. He's got the 3 artifacts that reset cooldowns. I was testing it out. It actually worked a couple times. But I got to do 6 hits. Relentless, procced the reset, and then I hit him again 6 times. Just look how much damage he hit. Let me see if I can rewind it to see where his HP started at. Okay, so his HP is like right there. Alright, so watch his HP. Brakkus goes right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then he goes again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look how much HP you just took away with 1 turn. Like, alright, I got 8 more turns to kill. Like this is easy. So we're going unkillable. He's got 3 more turns to steal the buff. I'm like, Brakkus is going again, doing some deeps. Brakkus just makes this so much easier. Alright, so then we get to the final. He procced it. I want to see how many. I think this is where he starts proccing like all the extra turns. HAKKORHN's trying his hardest. Doing deeps. Alright, and here we go. So run in, hit. Brakkus goes. So much damage. So I don't know, do I heal now or do I wait? I heal because I don't want to die. And then he's going to transfer. I don't think he. So that proc an extra turn. That proc an extra turn. And then he does the 6 turn. So look at that. That was Relentless here, guys. Like, Relentless on this boss for your DPS. Like, whatever DPS on any faction wars boss, I think, will work. Look at that. We did it in 12 minutes. But like, the last turn you just saw, so much damage was done. And putting the poisons up with Steelskull, like if you have 2 Steelskull, I think it'll help because you're putting up even more poisons, taking them down even more. And he can heal and he can cleanse. Like both of them can do the same thing. So if you don't have HAKKORHN, it's okay. Try go with 2 Steelskull with a lot of HP and a lot of resistance. So let's go over what guys we use, kind of show off who we're using, who you can use, stuff like that. So we'll start with Brakkus. So Brakkus, I'm doing a how-to gear guide. So if you want to see specifically how I geared this guy, check out that video. We also did one for HAKKORHN. We did a video on him. I didn't have one for the other guys, but let's start with Brakkus. So Brakkus has skills. We actually booked him out. I had 2 more books. I have one for the increased decreased skill and one for this. And we actually booked, so we fully booked him out. He just hits so hard. Attacks one enemy, heals his champion by 15% of damage dealt, so he heals. So when I see that he can heal, I have a whole team that heals him, plus he heals himself. So I knew he was going to be really good if you just focus on DPS with him. You're good. That's why Relentless set was okay. This one attacks 6 times. First hit has a 75% chance to place 25% weaken, so you need some accuracy. and heals the champion by 25% of damage inflicted. If they're under fear or true fear, which the boss won't be, but he heals 50%. So this works for PvE, this works for PvP, this works like in arena, but it plays the weekend, so it's not bad. And this one hits really hard, attacks one enemy 3 times. Sorry, plays a 50% increased attack on all allies, so he buffs everybody for 3 turns. Then attacks one enemy 3 times. So he attacks 3 times, and he procs Giant Slayer. So the Giant Slayer procs a lot on this one, and it procs a lot on this one. And I probably want to book this one out just so it procs a little bit more. But this is a really good skill. And then this one is if he does die, he just reses himself back up. Perfect. Perfect for faction wars. He grants an extra turn. So your Relentless can actually proc again off of this. So if he dies, res back up, grants an extra turn, it can then proc Relentless and go again. I didn't see it happen because he didn't die, but it actually happened once in an arena. So masteries, we did all the masteries. I actually farmed these masteries. I didn't buy these masteries, but we went all the way down to Giant Slayer because I booked him out and he hits a lot. Then we just went the PvE route. So we went all the way down, just did as much damage against bosses. This one helps if he kills people, stacks across the round. So if he's killing people, it'll then increase the speed at the end of the boss, and just he's so fast. Like, he gets really fast. And then we're going the resistance route. This puts up the leech a lot because he places fears and true fears. And then this takes less damage, and this is if he counterattack. So if he takes damage, he can then counterattack, which hits hard. And if he dies, he then can counterattack as well. So, really good. That's masteries. As artifacts, again, we went with Relentless. We got 100% crit rate, 200 and some crit damage, but we wanted for this guy crit rate, crit damage, and speed. And attack, obviously. Speed, crit rate, speed. Crit damage with only 6% crit rate, but we got some accuracy here. 50% attack, crit rate, accuracy, and then boost 45% to crit rate, and that was it, just the crit rate. So this is what I was talking about. 5% chance to prevent skill cooldown. We actually had 3 of them here. So with all 3 of them on you, you have basically 3 chances of 5% to try and reset the skill cooldown. It happened once on the boss, which is what we were looking for. So proc Relentless, reset the skill cooldown, and did another 6-hitter, which is awesome. We got crit damage, and then this would be attack if I had attack, but we only had defense for this one. But I can get that speed roll. 18 speed for that. Total stats, 195 speed. It'll go up as long as it kills people. 130% crit rate, 237 crit damage, but only 3,300 attack. You saw he was still hitting the boss pretty hard, but he only has 3,300 attack. This should be higher. This is the best gear I have. So Casual Raider, this is what we got going on. 142 accuracy, which is higher. Probably because I don't have an accuracy banner. Maybe get an accuracy banner if you really want to land that fear and true fear. Because if you had an extra 90% accuracy, then he's going to start landing. So that's that. Cool. So that is my Brakkus. Love this. And we're back. I just farmed Spider all day, so that's why I was selling all the artifacts. We just got 4 million silver. Let's go. All right. So the second guy we're going over is HAKKORHN. If you haven't seen my video, check him out. He's freaking awesome. He's one of the coolest champions in the game, I believe. He's very good with resistance teams. But skills, we have no books. Attacks one enemy has a 40% chance of placing a stun. He has the mastery where he can then place a leash if he stuns somebody. Removes all, this is why he's good. So removes all debuffs from all allies. Then place a block debuff. So this helps with Torment. So if he removes all buffs, then he plays a block buff, and then he heals. This used to be heal, then place block buff, which kind of froze everybody, which sucked against Storm, but they revised them. Heals all allies by 15% of this champion's max HP, which is huge. And then heals an ally by an extra 10% of this champion's max HP for each debuff removed. So even if they have 1 debuff removed, it full heals everybody. This is really good because you want them to place the debuff. He's got so much resistance. He then takes them all off and heals up your entire team on the boss. It's on a 4-turn cooldown, so you need them fast. This one, sacrifice HP equal 25%. This used to be 50% of the champion's max HP. Then attacks all enemies. Damage inflicted equal 50% of the champion's max HP. This attack is always normal. So it doesn't crit, it just does average damage against PvP people, it actually hits pretty hard. PvE, not so much. This HP sacrifice will happen even if he dies. So this actually happened to me in PvP one time, which I lost. But in here, you don't really have to worry about that because usually your guys are top off heals. He has an aura, which is dungeons, which won't work in faction wars, but increase ally HP in dungeons by 33%, which is really good. So if you want him like as a newer guy, definitely use him. He can be good anywhere. Masteries, we went all the way down to resistance. This is my PvP team or PvP build, but it's strictly focused on healing and resistance. He has an extra 50% resistance. If you want to build him this way, it will work in PvE as well. PvP, definitely. PvE, yes. This gets you more turn meter. This counterattacks if anybody gets hit, which they do. And then this gives you more resistance. This just heals all the way down and increases any buffs that you have, which is the shield and heal and all that stuff. Then his gear, very good. So don't judge me on this. We have resistance gear with HP, resistance, HP, resistance, HP, speed, accuracy, low accuracy, HP, pretty crappy. No, that's actually good. So 60% with HP rolls and accuracy and resistance. This is like really good gauntlet. 50% HP with speed and HP defense, and then speed boost with look at that resistance roll. Then we have HP, resistance. If you want to land the stun, I wouldn't worry about it. Just go resistance or HP, but get as much speed as you can. This one actually gave me 13 speed, so we're good. And his total stats, are you ready? 94,000. He would be good in a shield set, so if you had a shield set, you can put on HAKKORHN. It will definitely help you out in faction wars, help you out in PvP. We just went with the resistance. So 2200 defense on an HP champion is actually really good. 206 speed, no crit damage, 500 resistance. Let's go. I'm so proud of that. It's not that high in Platinum Arena, but it's very high for a casual raider. 1.9 accuracy. So I love HAKKORHN. That's my guy. There you go. Then this guy. So this guy has been all over. I've tried him in a bunch of different builds. He's good. He's not the best, but he does what he's got to do. His skill right here is very good. It's on a 4-turn cooldown. You get it down to a 3-turn cooldown. Attacks all enemies. Place the block debuff for 2 turns, and it's based off defense. This helps out with the waves. This helps out with the bosses. This helps out with everything. Very good for PvP. Very good for faction wars. Just a cool champion. Like he's a defense-based champion. So anybody defense-based champion is always going to be good for you anywhere. But look at his ratings. These are probably his old ratings. But he did get a buff recently. Attacks one enemy has a 40% chance of placing a block cooldowns, which actually happens quite often for 1 turn, and it's also based off defense. And his passive also is really good for all the dungeons and faction wars and even the clan boss. Immune to stun, freeze, and sleep. So if you have him like as your leader on the clan boss, it helps. His aura is dungeons, so that won't help out. But immune to stun, freeze, and sleep, so this helps him out in PvP as well. Decreases the damage taken by all allies that are under 1 or more buffs by 15%. So most of the time you're going to be under a buff, unless it's the faction wars boss where you don't want any buffs when he steals them. So this is actually going to decrease the damage taken by all allies under no active buffs by 25%. That is great. That's probably why Gnarlhorn didn't die as often, because he's just taking less damage and he's pretty tanky. So if you have NORAG, use him. I'm not sure how he is at level 50. We got him up to 60 because we wanted to try him out in PvP. We got some masteries. Just went down to Helm Smasher. If I were to do this again, I'd probably go with War Master, because I don't use him in PvP anymore. But sorry, let's go to War Master. That's kind of what I would do. Yeah, I wouldn't go this build. I would go strictly down like what you saw with Brakkus. I would do his exact build. Except go down to War Master. And then this was just to kind of increase the accuracy a little bit more. I would go down to probably this one, Sniper, and this one. One of these two. I'd go. Is it 100% chance to place? Let me check. Yeah, so just place it. So you probably just want to go with the extender. This one. Yeah. Cool, so that's his masterpiece. His artifacts, we tested out this one. I liked it. We did in PvP. It works a lot in PvP. It's a 50% chance to not die. So if you don't have the set, don't worry. It's not needed. use a defense set, use a speed set, use a resistance set, use lifesteal set, like anything for this guy just to get to the boss, use defense. But this is the set I used. It was speed, crit damage, and unkillable if he dies. So speed, crit rate, defense, speed, HP, speed, crit rate gloves, speed, defense, and then defense with crit rate, and then obviously speed boots with a little bit of defense. His banner is, I think, accuracy, yeah, because we want to land those debuffs, and then crit damage, because I want him to do damage, and then defense for the ring. So he helped out with the boss. He was kind of like my main damage dealer before Brakkus, but he didn't do enough. Like he only has one hit on each attack, so he just doesn't do enough damage by himself. Total stats: 33,000 HP, 4,000 defense, 227 speed. Very, very fast. Like he's a very fast big guy. His base speed is 106. Like that is uncalled for a pig. Like that is crazy. 100 crit rate, 160 crit damage, and 230 accuracy. Very, very good stats for our NORAG. And then we got two little guys. We got Steelskull. I think I brought him out right here. Changed him up. I've been stealing gear off this guy since for like a year now. Because I don't run him anymore. So he had really good gear for the flame boss, but now he's kind of just like average gear. So we have 4-star, like 4-star gauntlets. But speed set, 40 HP, speed. Really for him, you need HP and speed. And accuracy. HP, speed, accuracy, that's all you need. Put that on both Steelskulls. And if you have resistance, try and get some resistance. So we have defense plate with HP and accuracy. Then we have speed boots with HP and accuracy. We have HP, speed, and then HP with defense and accuracy. We have HP, I believe. No, so we want him tanky. Defense, HP, look at that roll. That's phenomenal. Then we have HP with a little bit of defense and accuracy. And then accuracy with the back. Simple. Pretty simple. Basic build. 51,000 HP, pretty good. 2,700 defense, pretty good. 208 speed, you want him fast. You want him just healing your team up. And then accuracy. You need this to land the poisons. That's kind of why we wanted the accuracy. So it helps out landing the poisons on the boss and the waves. Masteries, basic flame boss build. So we want him to heal and be fast, places poisons, and then this just does a little bit more damage for the bosses. So skills, everybody knows, attacks one enemy twice, puts up poison. This one removes all debuffs. That's why if you had two of these guys, it would be good. Then heals them by 40%. And this one also places 60% increased defense and heals all allies by 20% of their max HP. Pretty good heal. And then Aura, this is why he's the leader. Increases ally HP and defense crits by 27%. Really, really, really good. Finally, last but not least, if you haven't seen the video, go check it out. We got Gnarlhorn. Gnarlhorn can be used anywhere. He's very, very good rare champion. He's got attack one enemy, damage increase according to how much HP this champion loses. So he loses a lot because he's unkillable. Cannot be strong, critical, or weak hit. This attack cannot be a strong, critical, or weak hit. So I guess just normal every time. He's not there for damage, guys. This one places a provoke buff on all allies. So basically just places it. Like literally just goes up, places the provoke, and a little increased defense on himself for 2 turns. So it like boosts up his defense and it provokes everybody. That's why you want him fast. You want him with a lot of accuracy and speed and a crap ton of defense. He's only level 50, guys. Places an unkillable buff for this champion for 2 turns. So this is kind of what makes him. It's on a 3-turn cooldown with a 3-turn cooldown. So you're going to provoke for 1 turn, but then you're going to be unkillable for 2 turns. So if you're fast enough, you're able to place the provoke and then place this before they go. Hopefully. If not, you have your whole team to heal you. But he also places a defense dungeon, which is also good. Masteries, no masteries, really just defense masteries, and I want him to have accuracy, so accuracy masteries. And his artifacts, as much defense, speed, and accuracy as you possibly can get. Not a lot of HP. 2,600 defense for a rare, 50 is good. We got 1,600 just from the artifacts. He only starts out with 680 defense. But guys, this is showing you that you can use a level 50 Gnarlhorn, get you all the way up to faction 21. 191 speed, no crit rate, no crit damage, no resist, but 230 accuracy. You're good with 230 accuracy. If you can get more, get more. but that is with only 70 Great Hall. If you have an 80 Great Hall maxed out, you're good. And then we have defense. Again, just as much defense as possible. Defense, 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 accuracy, defense, 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 accuracy, speed. With this could probably be better, but it's a defense set. So another defense with an accuracy set. This is defense, speed, defense, guys. Literally the most defense I could possibly get on this guy. Speed, accuracy. Weapons can't have defense, that's why. But we got accuracy and speed. So that is our Gnarlhorn, guys. If you have any questions about the champions I'm using, what you would suggest, leave in the comments below. I will, at the end of the video, post maybe my HAKKORHN and Gnarlhorn. Not sure yet. But check those videos out. Guys, this is Faction Wars 21. This is kind of the name of the game. Put the best gear you can on whatever faction wars you're focusing on. Once you complete it, take that gear off, put it on the next faction, do that. Take that gear off, put it on the next faction, do that. That's really what I figured out, and it's been working. So, guys, let me know what you thought about it. I think we're going to do... What do we got? Not Skinwalkers. We just did Skinwalkers. Yeah, we got Ogre. We're gonna do Ogre next. So we're gonna 2-man Ogre. that's the plan. And then probably Dark Elves. So guys, appreciate it. Click on the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Giving away account takeovers as much as possible. Good luck with everything, and enjoy the rest of the week.